All right, the mic's working.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Screen Weens. Episode 32,
yeah,
I believe.
I think that's right.
If not, so it's around 33.
Yeah, look at the episode title.
That's the
if
one.
It lines up.
If you are blind, then...
Find a friend to read you the episode title.
Yeah. Anyway... Welcome to episode 32 of the greatest podcast to ever exist!
I mean...
The Rooster Teeth podcast.
The Rooster... what does Rooster Teeth even fucking do? I hear...
They're a multimedia conglomerate.
I mean, I had figured that much, because I know that they, it's Rooster Teeth who, produces, that,
They did, they originally, did gaming, machinima stuff. They did, Red vs. Blue, I'm pretty sure was them.
Okay.
Now they make movies. They've made a couple movies that are apparently all pretty bad.
Do they do,
seen them.
Ruby?
They do,
Okay.
Ruby is a Rooster Teeth production.
I've never seen any of their stuff, but I've always heard
I think
about it.
they have a new anime as well that's on season 1. They still do gaming stuff. They have a podcast where they just kind of shoot the shit for 2 hours or something. I've never listened to it. Pierre listens to it every week and he hates it, but he listens to it every week because he kind of loves hating things. It's like me with movies. Yeah, they have their fucking huge ass convention, RTX.
Oh. Huh.
Rooster Teeth Expo.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Just look there.
Rotten Tomatoes Expo.
See, I thought it was going to stand for robot titties. I don't know.
Extra long.
I'm tired.
I'm tired, and I had to watch Who's Driving Dogs.
Oh,
anyway, soon enough, we're going to be talking about the John Woo action drama comedy thing, The Killer from 1989, and the crisp David Michael, I think his name's Condry, movie from 2016, Who's Driving Dogs, starring R.J. Mitty and fucking Ray William Johnson.
Yeah.
But before that, have you watched anything else this week?
Yeah. I started watching Sailor Moon Crystal.
Oh, is that the sequel
no,
series? Or
it's
I've never really watched a lot of Sailor Moon. I've probably seen 7 episodes, but I liked what I saw.
It came out in 2014. It's basically the new reboot where they just straight adapt the manga. So It cuts out all the filler. It's got new animation and stuff. And I don't know if the original ever did the final arc in the manga. I don't think they did.
Oh, okay.
And this new series does that. So
how is it?
It's pretty all right.
Wow.
There are some parts where I'm where it's aged definitely shows from the material, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's a fun little show. It's had a couple things where I'm wow, that's kind of nice, but also kind of creepy because it has a lot to do with it's a shoujo, so there's a lot of romance in it, and the main character's 14. So there's some parts where it's oh, this is kind of nice when I remember the character is 14. I'm oh, this is kind of creepy actually. The main guy, Tuxedo Mask, he's a high schooler, and he's the main love interest for Usagi, and yeah, it's just
So is she also a high schooler? Or
she's last year
14. Oh yeah, technically. Isn't it? Isn't middle school go to 9th grade in Japan? And then it's 10th, 11th, 12th?
It might. I don't know.
I can't remember. Yeah, what is he, a senior? Is it kind of one of those 18 to 14 things? Because that's fucking creepy. If he's 16, then I'm
yeah,
okay, that's whatever.
I don't know what age he is specifically. I know he's just an upperclassman. And
man, I knew a lot of seniors that would date freshmen.
Yeah. And there's just some stuff regarding romance over that's just like culture shock, where it's like it doesn't line up over here. Because it's older, it might be like, oh, it's a little creepy. Like there's this one episode where this kid is like constantly like going up and talking to a girl, and you know, she like badmouths him as soon as he turns around, and then he's like, oh, I know. She's like, well, why do you go up and keep talking to this girl? And he's like, well, I feel really good. Like, I love her, and it makes me, like, the love makes me feel good, and she can't take that part away. And it's like, that's kind of nice, but it's also creepy.
That's really creepy, and also
like, I'm glad you feel
like,
good.
You need to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, that's really unhealthy for both of you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, huh. So it's stuff like that, but I'm enjoying it. It's a fun little watch. I've just kind of been like watching it in between when I do my reads of Yu Yu Hakusho, which I've only got about a little less than 50 chapters left of that. So
how is that? I've never experienced any of the Yu Yu Hakusho.
For years, I've been trying to get into the anime, and I've always like started it and gotten like maybe like 20 or so episodes into it, and then like dropped it.
Yeah.
Not because I thought it was like bad or anything, just because like
you kind of just lost interest, kind of thing.
Yeah. And yeah, this is the furthest I finally like made it over like the hump, obviously. And I enjoy it. I think at this point, I'd still say that Hunter x Hunter is like the better of his two like big shonen mangas. But it's got a lot of good stuff in it, but it definitely has a lot of like kind of, I won't say amateurish decisions, but there's like some like just little minor details here and there where it's like, oh, if this had been like maybe tweaked a little bit, it would be like a little tighter, a little bit more impactful, maybe like stuff like that. But overall, thoroughly enjoying it. And yeah.
Cool, very cool. That's mostly it. Any other movies? Or mostly just the Sailor Moon?
Just Sailor Moon and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nice! Have you ever heard of the movie Crazy Eights?
Crazy Eights? That sounds really fucking familiar.
It was a horror film from 2006.
No, I haven't.
When I was in, like, 5th grade, there was a kid who really liked the movie, and he would tell me the plot all the time. So the plot's been ingrained, like parts of the plot have been like ingrained into my brain permanently because of that. And I finally watched it because I'm like, well, because because it was kind of, it sounded cool to me. I'm like, oh, it also sounded really dumb, and it was fucking worst. It's the most incoherently like placed together piece of shit I've ever seen. Like it's so fucking bad. Like the music doesn't fit it. Like none of the parts of it fit together.
Wow.
They make no sense. Like there'll be like a spooky scene happening and there'll be like this like upbeat like instrumental. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? All the acting's super fucking bad too. Ugh. And it's really boring, but it's also only like 70 minutes. I'm just like, what's happening? How is this going?
God, there's something just like truly awful about like just a bad short movie, because you always go into it and you're like, oh, it's
even if it's bad, it'll be short and it won't be. But
it always feels so long.
Yeah,
like the worst of the worst is like a bad long movie.
Yeah,
those are obviously much worse. But
a bad short movie like tricks you into being like, well, this won't be too bad because it's short, so I can go through it. But then it's like, oh, I've been here for millennia.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I totally watched Who's Driving Doug on 1.5 speed.
I did not.
And I don't think it dampened the experience at all. In fact, it might have improved the pacing a bit.
Probably. I also watched I, Tonya for the first time.
Oh, how was that?
I mean, The second half is like much better than the first half.
Oh, okay.
I'm not as big of a fan. Like, it was a decent movie, but like the skating sequences, they pretty much superimpose like her face onto like a professional skater's face. In some instances, she can skate. So, like, a lot of the close-ups and stuff are actually her. But, like, the wide shots, I'm like, why didn't you just use a double? Because this looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh. But, I mean, like, the second half was much better. It was a decent movie. Margot Robbie's really good in it.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I watched Birds of Prey a third time.
Oh, nice.
Just because I was like, I had like 2 hours to kill before work, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go see a movie because I have Regal Unlimited, and the Regal's right there, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go see Birds of Prey before I go to work, and that was just as great. I watched 2 new movies, and I didn't record reviews for them because I was really annoyed.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm just okay.
Me with politics all week.
Yeah, you've been going off. I watched Downhill, which is the new Will Ferrell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus movie.
Yeah, I've seen like posters.
It's a remake of, I think, a Swedish film called Force Majeure or something like that, which I've heard is fantastic. And then they just Americanize it and make it more like a dark comedy instead of like just a drama, which is unfortunate. It's pretty much just kind of bad. It's not terrible. I didn't like hate it, but it was like Will Ferrell has some good dramatic depth. Like in Stranger Than Fiction, he does a pretty good dramatic role at times, and also in Everything Must Go. And I'm just like, can we just get him like an actual dramatic role? Because he could do it.
His agent's probably like, no, Will, I can't let you do
funny move.
Career suicide. You're gonna have all those college boys go to you see your movie.
Softy Brothers.
He should. He'd be they'd have to like write something for him, I'm sure, because they did that with Adam Sandler.
Yeah. And then I watched Sonic the Hedgehog with Joe.
How bad, right? Yeah.
Absolutely god awful. Jim Carrey's tries his best.
Yeah.
Like, there are times that Jim Carrey's really good in it, and there are times he's really bad in it, but that's like, he's like elevating his part of the script pretty hard. Like, he's trying.
The most interesting thing about that movie to me was the fact that, like, it's been so long since we've seen Jim Carrey in, like, the classic Jim Carrey, like, wacky comedy kind of role. He's been, like, taking more serious or kind of, like, middle ground kind of movies the last, like, 10 years or so. So I'm sure there's a lot of his, like, comedy fans that are super, like, ooh.
And there's some people that are fucking loving the Sonic movie. I'm like, I do not get it.
I hate... They're that, like, I used to see that, like, Lisa Simpson at the projector meme where it was like, they listen to our criticism, so you should go see this movie. I'm like, is this put out?
They had the poor insight to fucking greenlight that in the first place.
And then they probably underpaid and overworked all their CG artists
and
to
I
fix.
said in my review, I'm like, I would have much preferred they release the original, not just because they probably overworked these people for 4 months straight, but also just because it would be a more visually interesting movie.
Yeah.
Like, it would look awful, but I'd be, like, laughing, probably. The Sonic now is just kind of boring.
Yeah.
He's just boring looking.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, here's the Sonic that we've seen in every single fucking video game.
And it doesn't look, like, great. Like, the animation isn't that good on it.
Yeah, no, I could tell that from... the
second trailer, I was like, this looks worse.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously it looks better on an aesthetic level, but, like, at least the first one had some, like, realism to the groundedness of his character. Like, he felt, in a way, he felt like he was physically there interacting with things. Because they had to reanimate everything over, it never feels like he's interacting with any of the humans or anything, like, actually there.
Yeah. That huge case of, like, talking to them, but their eyes are, like, fucking skewed in the wrong angle.
Also, I just don't really like the character of Sonic in general. Like, I've grown up with him.
Any sexy scenes?
Oh my god, they show his socks.
Oh my god!
I thought they show an x-ray of his toes, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is for the fan fiction, right?
Yeah.
They literally show his socks, and they're like dirty, and they have holes in them, and I'm like, this is going straight into fan fiction.
I know.
And I thought they were going to show his bare feet. I'm like, no.
No, I'm pretty sure that probably was like a contractual obligation from like Sega. They're like, no, you can't show his fucking feet. We won't allow it.
But they like somehow got around it by X-raying his toes.
Didn't they like come out and like canonically be like, no, his shoes don't come off. They're just there. They're part of him.
No. Which is funny because he takes his shoes off in this one and gets new shoes.
Yeah, I remember there's like a shot.
He flosses twice in the movie.
Like actual flossing, like his teeth, or like the
dance?
Of course, because that's gonna be great in 5 years. Remember like 8 months ago when we used to floss all the time and how we haven't done it since? You still floss, don't you?
I mean, I do it to the kids I work with sometimes.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Just because they think it's really funny when an adult flosses. And I'm just like, this is easy entertainment. If I do this, they'll leave me alone for like 2 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Not really. No, I don't really floss anymore. Yeah, it was just really fucking bad. And the music was also pretty fucking bad, which is a shame because Junkie XL did the composition, and he's a good composer. He did, like, Fury Road, and he's done a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but it was just... Like, Jim Carrey was pretty decent in it. For, like... He was really good, like, 25% of the time. And that's why I didn't give it, like, a 1 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
Okay.
I also watched... have you heard of The Adventures of Prince Ahmed?
No.
It's... I want to say the first full-length animated movie. It's from 1926. They use shadow puppetry. Or like silhouette, so everything's on like a drawn background.
Yeah. Like the intro sequence to Jungle Book 2.
I have not seen Jungle Book 2.
You're missing out, as John Goodman as Blue the Bear.
Anyway, I watched...
Blue or is it Baloo?
Baloo.
Okay.
It's by this lady named Lottie Reinger, I believe. She was like this famous kind of German director that she did a lot of that shadow puppetry. And I had watched one of her short films before called Harlequin, I believe. But this one was really good. You know, it was super visually appealing. Like, it looks fantastic. And there's some really, really great, like, action sequences in it. Like, it's just a telling of, like, Arabian Nights. So, Ahmed and Aladdin's in it and stuff. But it's good. It's really good.
Sounds interesting.
There's some parts that are a little slow, but it's only like an hour. But it's definitely worth it. It's on Criterion Channel.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's some really, really fucking good parts. I watched Soul Station, which is the animated tie-in prequel to Train to Busan.
Oh, okay.
It sucks.
Huh.
It's by the same director, and I know he's one of the few, like, South Korean directors that's done, like, a decent amount of animated movies. Like, there are not many animated movies in South Korea. And I've heard good things about King of Pigs, so I'm excited to watch that one. But
I've heard of King of Pigs.
Yeah, but yeah, this one was just like really bad. It was mostly just the characters were like pretty much all the same person, and the animation is like computer animated, and it takes like a decent amount of time to get used to it. Because at the beginning, I'm like, this fucking sucks. Like, this looks so bad. But like once you get into it, it's all right. Like it plays well with the action sequences and stuff. But like the face ups, like the close ups on faces, are just like. But and then I watched a movie. Have you heard of the manga or anime Inuyashiki?
Oh yeah, no, I it's from the writer of Gantz. I watched the anime like when it aired like back in like 2017 or whatever it was.
So there's a Japanese director called Shinsuke Sato, and he's like pretty much only does live action adaptations of anime and manga. He did the 3 live action Gantz movies. He did the Bleach movie. He did the I Am a Hero movie. Like he that's all.
I wonder if he's going to do the upcoming One Piece TV series that they're doing. It's live action.
Maybe. Is it like a Japanese cast? Like is it made in Japan and just...
It's going to be produced by Netflix, but it's...
but I meant... Like,
Oda's, like, producing it as well, so...
Honestly, maybe.
In Japan.
Like, and I've enjoyed everything he's made. Like, the Bleach movie's, like, fun. Like, it's goofy, but it's really fun. And I Am a Hero is... I am not familiar with the manga.
I've read a little bit of the manga.
But I really enjoyed that movie, too. Like, it was great. Like, it's a great movie, but there's, like, a middle, like, 30 minutes that really slows down. And it brings it down. But Inuyashiki was fantastic. It was really, really fun.
I didn't even realize they did a live action movie for it.
It came out in 2018.
I might check that out since I've seen like the series, and I'd be interested to see what they like leave in and take out.
It's really goofy. Like,
do they have the One Piece scene in the movie?
Like
the main antagonist, the like boy.
Yeah, Hero.
Yeah.
His name's you get it?
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that, but he's like obsessed with reading like shonen manga, and his favorite is One Piece. And there's like a scene where he goes into the house and he's like killing this family, and he's like talking about One Piece while he's doing it.
No, that does not happen. He is obsessed with manga. Like him and his best friend like read manga, but they don't like have an extended scene where it's like One Piece.
There's also a scene where he shit talks his own show because he's like, "Oh, you read shit like Gantz. This shit's too violent."
I think they read Gantz at one point.
Yeah.
But also they know the movie's goofy because you can't really adapt something where a guy kills people by pointing his finger and going bang.
Yeah.
He goes bang. So there's scenes where you're like bang, bang, bang. It's so funny, but it's like pretty well done as well.
The
CG actually, like for the most part, except like the last half with like explosions. I feel like explosions are the hardest thing to do for a lot of people. But like how their arms like go away and like that looks legitimately pretty good.
Okay, I'll probably check that one out because I've been in an anime manga mood the last couple weeks, and yeah, I liked the anime, so I'll probably check out the live action.
Honestly, a lot of Japanese live action adaptations are pretty good.
Yeah, my biggest problem with them is like typically they could use like a bigger budget. Like I'd love to see if they had like the budget of like a fucking Marvel movie behind one of them.
This one at least had a decent budget, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like it looks pretty great for like a decent amount of it. Like obviously there are things that are like, but a lot of it looks good.
Yeah, usually the major turnoff for me is the lighting in the movies. Usually the lighting is like way too overlit and too perfect, and it's just like
Pierre gave this a 10 out of 10.
Inuyashiki?
Yeah, he loved the movie. He was like, this is my favorite movie. And I'm like,
Inuyashiki is like a fun little series. I really like the concept of it, of old sad man.
It's about an old, for anyone that's listening who doesn't know, it's about an old sad man who goes to like the park.
Yeah, he's walking his dog.
He's walking his dog, and then like aliens show up, and he passes out, and then he like discovers he's a robot.
Yeah, they basically blow him up along with a teenager, and they're like, "Oh shit, we need to like fix that before like the humans find out." So they're like, "All right, download their consciousness onto AI and put down the weapons." So basically, they each get put into like super like cyborg weapons, and one of them becomes a hero and one of them becomes
a lot of the movie is just like, why the fuck did they do this?
Yeah.
Hero in it like is also like fucking crazy. He's like, I'm a god. There's so much great lines in it. He's like, I am at war with Japan.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. Yeah, that was mostly it, I think. And I watched Barking Dogs Never Bite for the first time finally.
How was it?
It's good. It's not. It's like a 6. Like it's not great.
It's kind of what I expected.
For anyone who's wondering, Barking Dogs Never Bite is the feature debut by Bong Joon-ho. It was the movie he made right before Memories of Murder, pretty much. Which I was like, if he can make Memories of Murder as his sophomore film, then this must be, because Memories of Murder is like a masterpiece. Yeah. So I'm just like, this must be great. And like, I can see parts of it that are really great, but I think that the script is limiting on it. Like, I don't think many of the characters are very like good. Like, they're interesting enough for the sake of the plot, but as characters themselves, you can kind of just
I see,
forget about them, I guess. Also, I don't really think the music matches very well. Like, there's some music that's really good for scenes, and then a lot of it is just like, this doesn't make any sense. This feels like filler music that you would send to, like, the composer.
Yeah. Oof. Worst kind of music in a movie.
But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It has one of the main characters is Bae-dona, or Bae-dona. She's the sister in The Host.
Oh, okay.
And also it has Byun-hee Bong, I believe, which she's in like most of them. He plays the like grandpa in The Host.
Oh, okay.
And he's also in Memories of Murder, and he's also in Okja. Have you seen Okja yet?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
One day.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it next time I like get into a super Bong Joon-ho mood. I still haven't seen Mother either.
Man, Mother's great.
Yeah. I might do like
I almost picked Bong Joon-ho for our next director, but I'm just like, I've seen all his movies.
I've seen
most of them multiple times.
Holy shit.
You okay? You need some water?
I've got this will be fun. Okay. It just feels like I've got like a popcorn kernel stuck in my throat all of a sudden.
Did you eat popcorn?
No, I think I actually might have the coronavirus.
That's not how that works. Anyway.
I don't know.
Let's talk about some questions.
Yeah, let's do it. While we still can.
Shut the fuck up. Alright. Oh, I'm like, where are all the questions? I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong fucking email.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, weenies. Do you think that being spoiled of a plot point of a film can actually ruin the enjoyment of a first viewing? I have heard opinions of people saying that they have been spoiled before watching a film, but were still able to find great enjoyment in it. Thanks, weenies. Jules. From Julia.
I think it depends. If it's like a major plot point, definitely. But I'm a person myself. I typically prefer to go into a film absolutely as blind as I can, because
I like at the very most I'll like look on Letterboxd at like the ratings.
Yeah,
but I also don't care about those because I watch shit all the time.
Yeah,
but
because like even like a basic synopsis of a film can like really just ruin it.
Yeah, because you know what's happening. Like I just go into a movie. I'm like, oh, let's watch it.
Like Paris, Texas was one of those for me. Like, I had heard like the plot synopsis, which is like, man takes his son to go try to find their mother, and then you watch the actual movie, and that doesn't happen until like halfway through the fucking movie, and you're like,
The plot synopsis I read was like, a man can't remember anything and wanders the desert. So I'm like, oh, I'm excited for that. And then that only happens for like 25 minutes. Yeah. I'm like, well, I guess we're doing this now.
But yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, some people don't mind having spoilers. Well, that's fine.
I mean, I understand that, but it's like, there are a lot of movies constructed around that, like, premise of, like, here's the big reveal, and those are just kind of ruined on first viewing, because, like, it's not like you can't rewatch them, but you're rewatching them, like, having that same feeling, like, wow, this really got me the first time.
Something like, Fight Club's a good example of that. I'm not going to say what it is, but that's like a movie where if, like, you had, like, the twist spoiled for you, if you like went into it, you'd be like, oh, well, I don't see why everyone like fucking.
Yeah, but
you might see why people like it, but it won't have that same like punch.
Yeah. But if you watch it for the first time, you get that thing, like it happens to you. Then on subsequent rewatches, you'll be like, wow, there's so many clues here. Like, you know, but if you get it spoiled before you've even seen it, you're like, stop. It's like the movie Searching. Searching? That has like a good twist. And it's like, there's a lot of stuff to...
You know, a movie has a good twist? Who's Driving Dog? And I totally saw it coming because the way they built it up was super fucking obvious. But we'll get to that. But anyway, yeah, Searching's another one of the movies that has that kind of like, oh wow, if this was spoiled for you, wouldn't be good.
Yeah, like it'd still be good. I still think it's a well-crafted movie, but I do think that spoilers do ruin the integrity of like certain films. Obviously, if you want spoilers, I'm not going to fault you. Like some people I know some people that get like super fucking anxious at certain movies and they like want to know the synopsis before they watch it. I'm like, that's fine. You know, like people, I don't want spoilers though. I think it can at least not ruin a film, but it can make a great film worse, at least first watch.
You know what grinds my gears? People who don't give a shit if you don't care about spoilers.
Taking a shower? Okay.
Or people who don't give a shit if you care about spoilers, yeah.
And they say it anyway?
Yeah. Yeah. That or they'll be like, well, what's the big deal? You'll still, like 99% of the movie's still probably going to be good. It's like, you're missing the fucking point, guy.
Anyway, thank you, Julia, for the question, and we'll be right back to answer Pierre's question.
Oh boy! Pierre, what's
One day we'll get a theme song.
Yeah. One day. Not today, though.
Alright, Pierre's question. I made a quiz for you guys.
A quiz?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is David Lynch's favorite food? Burger or hot dog?
I don't know if either of those would technically be his favorite food. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But, I mean, if he had to pick between those two, I don't know. Probably a hamburger, but maybe a hot dog? I couldn't say. I don't know the answer, but I feel like Pierre doesn't either.
So what's your answer?
I'm going to say...
Lock it in.
I'm going to say hamburger.
Okay. Why does David Lynch never leave his house? Ghost or the IRS?
Probably ghosts. He's a spiritual man.
When is David Lynch's birthday? 1948 or Monday?
I don't think it's either of those. It might be. He's not 1948. That's a little too old.
Is it? That would be...
Actually, no. That might be about right.
Wouldn't that be 72?
He'd be like 30 around the time you made Eraserhead, with that logic. So he's probably like a little bit younger than that.
I thought he was like 30 when he made Eraserhead.
I know he was definitely like towards like the later part of his 20s. He might have been 30. I don't know.
So does that mean you're going for 1948 or Monday?
I'm going to go for 1948.
Okay. Do you think cats can make a sandwich? Yes or no?
No.
What was the name of the Green Power Ranger? Dan or Jeff?
I don't know.
It was neither of those. I don't think it was either. But what is your answer?
Dan?
Dan, okay. Answers. Hot dog.
Oh.
He does not have a house. It was a trick question. Oh. David Lynch apparently doesn't have a home. 1948. Cats can maybe make a sandwich. And Dan! You got one!
Whoa.
If answered three of these questions right, then you're not John Cena. So
I know I got two of them.
I thought you got one. No, you got two, yeah.
Yeah. And then one of them was a fucking trick question.
If you have one of these questions right, then you can read. So you are both John Cena and you can read.
Thanks, Pierre.
And if you got them all, then I would like you to email me. I have a job for you.
Oh.
But should we just call him anyway? He's asleep right now, but let's just call him.
I still haven't talked to him, so this is going to be interesting.
Let's see if he answers. Pierre, I know it's 7 a.m., but answer the fucking phone. It's an emergency. Man, Pierre's gonna be so sad he missed out on his chance to be on the podcast. Alright, well, he's not answering.
Alright. Well, almost. Maybe next time.
What a great quiz.
Was it?
Yeah. We learned that David Lynch doesn't have a house.
I don't think that's true.
He just lives in a coffee shop.
That might be true. That might be true.
All right. I guess it's... Oh, movie ideas. We still doing that? I feel like one of these days we're just going to be done with that.
I've been trying since like episode 3 to be done with that. Like, I regret this decision.
We're done with movie ideas for the time being.
It's funny because I actually thought of one this week, but I don't care.
We're done with movie ideas for the time being. Maybe we'll bring it back one day.
It'll be an occasional thing when we really feel like it. It's just, I felt like it got to the point where neither of us were like...
They were great. I love our movie
just like,
ideas.
I would just always look around the room.
Yeah, that's what was funny.
Alright, I've got this idea for a movie. It's called Penn Island. It's about a bunch of dudes who go onto an island, and they all have their penises develop superpowers, and they all have to battle to the death. And the last man standing will be the one who meets the last woman on Earth, and will repopulate the Earth through incest. Penn Island. Alright.
Is that like a sequel to the new Fantasy Island with Michael Pena?
Oh, Michael Pena is now doing Fantasy Island?
Yeah, it's out. It came out yesterday.
Oh, it did?
Or 2 days ago, yeah.
He's like, oh man, I did Chips. Now let's see what other old TV show franchise I can move on to.
It's like a horror movie. I don't know if Fantasy Island was a horror thing originally.
It's like the show that had like the two dudes in the tuxedo, and like one of them was like the dwarf, isn't it?
I don't know.
Pretty sure that's what
it's directed by Jeff Wadlow, who did Truth or Dare and Kick-Ass 2.
Whoa!
And True Memoirs of an International Assassin.
With Kevin James?
Kevin James.
Oh man, I watched the first 2 minutes of that one time.
Me too. Like legitimately like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm okay.
He was just like ducking behind crates, and I'm like,
I actually may have gotten like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, no, I didn't giggle once or smirk or blow air out of my nose, so I just turned it off. I was like, I'm not going to get anything out of this.
And you turned on Paul Blart.
No, I didn't. I don't know what I turned on, but it was something else.
Paul Blart too.
It might have been an Adam Sandler movie, because it was. Then I watched half of Sandy Wexler, and I never finished it.
Me too. Man, this means like... I have a thing where I have to finish movies, and now that I've remembered that I haven't finished those, I'm going to need to go watch them.
Oh, man.
Fuck you. Alright. I'm going to get something to drink if you want to start talking about The Killer.
Yeah, Killer.
It's 1989. Jonathan Wu.
Yeah, it's a John Woo movie. It's kind of like an action, comedy, tragedy, drama kind of movie. It's a real genre blender. I almost said gender blender there for a second. I'm like, oh, that's not right. It's a real genre blender. It's, let's see. The movie starts in this church. where a man gets paid a large sum of money to kill another man.
John Woo loves churches.
Does he?
Yeah. Have you seen Face Off?
I've seen like bits and pieces of Face Off.
Pierre's seen a little more John Woo than me. At least he's seen a lot of like clips or stuff. But John Woo loves to put churches in his movies, and he loves like his slow-mo shots and like he just does the same thing in every movie. Like the same editing techniques, at least.
Okay. But yeah, takes place in the beginning. The man gets paid. Killed
a lot of money, or he's going to be paid, what, 1.5 million Hong Kong dollars. I don't remember what they're called.
Couldn't tell you. Units.
Or, no, that's the next job. But he's going to get paid a bunch of money. So he goes to this place, and he starts shooting everybody. He's like, bam! And he's really nonchalant every time he shoots someone. He's like, pew, pew.
Yeah.
He's like casually ducking behind corners.
And then, before he starts, like, shooting everyone, he kind of, like...
He goes into this, like, bar, because it's, like, above the bar or whatever.
And there's this lounge singer that he's like, "Oh, you're very pretty. I like you." I don't remember if he goes up and talks to her in the scene in particular. He like, walks by her, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and she's singing a song. He's like, it's a good song.
He like stares deep into her eyes, and then he like kind of like walks right next to her, and then he starts killing. He's like, "Oh boy, here I go, killing again," and just kills a bunch of people. But then a bunch of people start firing back at him. He's like, "Oh no, I got to protect this lounge singer girl." So he goes over and he tries to protect her, but he accidentally shoots her in the fucking eyes.
He gets like shot in the back twice, and he like turns over and he like shoots, and it's not like he shoots her in the eyes, but he's shooting like right next to her, so like the flash and like literally the bullet grazing her damages her corneas. And
so she's obviously not very happy about that. I was like, for a split second, I'm like, I wonder if he's just gonna like put her out for misery right here. Because he was just like, oh. Like,
in this first action sequence, there's a part where he hits a table and it flips and a gun flips up and he catches it.
Oh, yeah.
I like that part.
It totally caught me off guard because it sets it up like he's like one of those like Clint Eastwood, Chuck Norris, Death Wish types where it's like, yeah, I'm unstoppable. I'm one guy with a gun and I can take on a room full of other guys with guns.
Like right at the beginning, he's like, okay, he's human,
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's one of the things about this film. It's like, he's like that 99% of the time, except for like when the script needs him to not be.
Then he's sicko.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I do prefer it though to be like, at least he's vulnerable most of the time.
No, I like that he has
being like I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, no, I like that they gave him like definitely like human character traits. Like he's very compassionate, he's very caring.
He's very creepy at times.
Yes. Like I think they describe him later in the movie and they're like, he had such passionate eyes. And it's like,
I like that kind of descriptions though. I always like it when people are like, I compliment somebody's eyes. Like, your eyes tell a story.
Yeah.
You got a giant thick ass too.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he gets the bullet removed and he's like, fuck. And she's like going blind pretty much. Like, unless she gets cornea implants.
And the detectives are like, can you tell us about this guy? And she's like, I'm scared. I can't.
But like, he leaves her alive, so then people are pissed about that.
Yeah.
But he gets another job to kill, like, he's like a chairman or something. He's like a pretty big guy. He's like a VIP or something. And that's like his big job that he has to do. And he's like, okay, but I need $1.5 million and you're never going to see me again. He's like, I'm done with this life. Probably because one of the big things in this movie is he's never had somebody like get hurt, like an innocent get hurt before.
Yeah. He talks a little bit later, like he explains like he's killed innocent people, like, or not innocent people, like not people who he was hired to kill good people, but he's never like killed anyone who wasn't on like his hit list before.
Yeah. And there's obviously like a separation for him of those things.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody gets hurt that's not on that list, it felt like that those two worlds just came crashing together, and that's when like he could separate himself from killing those good people on the list before. But now that they're collided, he's like, I've killed it all comes flooding back. He's like, I've killed these good people.
He's like, ah, shit, my morals are a bit fucked up here. Little out of whack.
And then we're also introduced to the detective character, the other main character.
Yeah.
The main character's name is Ah-Jong, which translates to Jeff.
Does it?
Yeah, but Ah-Jong is a better name.
I don't get how, like, foreign names translate to English names.
I don't really understand either, but let's Ah-Jong, and then what's the lieutenant's name?
Oh, I don't remember.
He's the lieutenant, right? I want to say they keep calling him lieutenant, but I may just be fucking making shit up.
Let's call them by their names, Shrimphead and...
Small B? Is it what?
Pipsqueak? It was like Runt. Was it Runt?
Oh, in the translation I watched, they were calling him a Small B.
Oh, the one I was watching, they were like Shrimphead and Runt or something like that.
Li Ying.
Is that the character's name?
Yeah.
Okay, so Li Ying and
Ah-Jun.
Ah-Jun or Ah-Ju?
Ah-Jong, I believe.
Zhang.
Yeah.
I'm getting them mixed up with like the French tips. Oh god, I'm so tired.
Ah-Jong, yes.
Ah-Jong and something Li. What was the first name?
Inspector Li. We'll just go with Li.
Okay.
So he's introduced, and he's a bit of a wild card.
Yeah. A loose cannon, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. Not a very good cop, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he's at like a drug drop off. He's like undercover, and he's like, I'm gonna get him. And he doesn't have any guns on him, but he has a barrel. Like he has a full cartridge of bullets ready. So as soon as they like show him the guns, he like secretly takes one of them, loads it.
Yeah.
While somebody, like some security guard, shows up and then just fucking dies because they're like, no! And then he pulls out his gun. He's like, bah, bah, bah. And then one guy gets away. He's like, I better chase after him. And he chases them, and they get on a bus.
And then he chases the guy onto the bus, shoots the guy after he takes a hostage without any sort of warning, and the girl, like, freaks out and has, like, heart problems. Yeah. She died?
Yeah, she died.
Oh, I didn't realize she died. I thought they said that she had, like, just had to go to the hospital.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she died.
Oh, fuck. Well, that adds, like, a whole thick layer of context. I thought that she had just, like, had to go to the hospital and be taken care of because they were like, oh, shit, you can't be doing that kind of shit. But she might have. I don't know. I mean, they talk about, like, what happened off screen, so it's not like we go and visit her in the hospital or anything. But, yeah, so that happens, and then the chief yells at him. He's like, you can't be doing that kind of shit.
He's like, I'm a wild card.
Yeah. Fuck you, take my badge.
I'm using my intuition.
It doesn't... I mean, it seems like they're going to suspend him, but then he just, like, leaves. They didn't, like, actually do it.
They, like, gave him a warning, pretty much. So then we cut to, like, the next kill, like, the big one that he has to kill, and they're all at a boat race kind of thing. They're a canoeing race. Paddling race. And Ah-Jong, Pierre, when me and Pierre were watching this, he didn't know that it was the same character.
No, it took me a minute too.
It was just a mustache.
I know.
And I was like, that looks so, like, that mustache just, guys, looks so fake. And Pierre's like, wait, that's the same guy? I'm like...
Because it took me a minute because I felt like we hadn't gotten, like... At least I hadn't been paying attention to, like, the dude's, like, face super in depth before. So, like, he looked much older with the mustache, and his, like, crow's feet were, like, really showing, and I was like, what the fuck?
I think it's mostly the crow's feet showing because he had sunglasses on, so all you saw were the crow's feet. Like, that's the only part of the eye. Okay, I can see it. But yeah, he has a little disguise on, and he's sitting in like a boat behind like another, behind like a big boat.
Yeah.
He has a little speedboat, and he has a sniper rifle, and he's like having trouble taking the shot. Yeah. He's like, I can't do this. And then...
Yeah, Then some drums start drumming and it's like noisy.
And he's like,
I'm feeling the heat and the beat.
And then he shoots the guy in the head and then twice more in the body just to make sure.
Yeah, because the headshot wasn't enough.
And then he speeds away.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like people in like canoes because there's like a big festival going on, obviously. Yeah. And he kind of hides in that for a little while, but then he just was like, all right, fuck it. Yeah. And then some cops see and they're like...
The inspector sees and he's like, no!
Get him!
And then the inspector gets in a boat and starts chasing him.
And so they go to a different part of the island or a different island.
Yeah, they're on a beach. And there's like a little girl walking around. But he like the Ahjong like escapes for a second. Like he like gets away from the cops. At least. And he's like walking around. And he's like looking for. He's like going to like the meetup pretty much.
Yeah, to get the money. But
he's walking and there's a sniper waiting for him. And
he notices like the little girls like kind of looking at the sniper.
And he
and
like
at him.
Smiles at a little girl who smiles at him, and he like waves like hi. He's just like being nice, and then she like looks over and she's like, "What's that?" So he like stops behind like a telephone pole,
takes off his sunglasses,
and uses it as like a mirror to see it. I really liked that.
Yeah,
that was like fun. There's a lot of like fun, inventive stuff in this movie. Occasionally, I'm like, hey, look at that. That's fun. I don't know how realistic most of them are, but I'm like, that's fun. And then he like shoots the guy, and then he gets into like a giant shootout.
Yeah, and then like, there's like a big explosion, and the little girl gets like hurt.
Yeah, I think she might have gotten shot.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the explosion or if she got shot, but regardless, the little girl's on the ground bleeding, and he gets flashbacks, and he feels bad.
I gotta save her. So he throws her in a car while Inspector Lee shows up, and he's like, no! And he's like shooting at his feet. He's like, don't worry!
Yeah, but he drives away, and then, they're chasing after him for a little bit, and then they kind of lose him. He's like, do you think, where's the nearest hospital? He's like, you really think that guy's going to a hospital? And it's like, yeah, probably. See, I mean... Why else would he have picked that little girl up off the ground and thrown her in the car and ran off like that? I mean, obviously, I guess it could be a hostage situation, but I don't know.
A hostage who also is bleeding to death. Yeah. But he takes her to the hospital, and they follow him there, and he's like holding like surgeons at gunpoint pretty much. Like they're like, or not even, he just takes him in, but then Lee shows up, so he pulls out his gun and he's like, no!
Yeah, they've got their guns pointed at each other, and they're like, don't disturb the doctors.
Yeah. So he gets one of them to like put down their gun, and as soon as he sees that they're like working on her and she starts breathing again, he's like, okay, time to go. And he pushes the cop into the other one and just starts running.
Yeah, and then he gets out of the hospital, takes their car, and he had his car keys, so they're just like left at the hospital. They can't chase after him super fast.
And then while this is happening, Ahjong's been seeing Jenny, who was the girl who got shot on the side, or lost her eyesight. And she doesn't know it's him.
Yeah. He's just been going and seeing her shows, talking to her a little bit, and then he saves her from like a group of gang rapists, and then he takes her home.
And then they start to like fall in love. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
they do a sketch of...
That's why he wants that money. He wants to pay for her cornea implants because they're expensive. She's on a list, but they like need to go overseas to get them pretty much. Mm-hmm. So that's why. And he's like, I'm going to do it. And then if she hates me, it's okay. But
at least he tried his best to like right his wrong, give her new eyes. So yeah, they do a police sketch of Ahjong, and they get that out there, but
and then the inspector's like, what if these two are the same person? I'm using my intuition.
And by my intuition, I mean they both clearly made some compassionate choices in their scenarios here, saving a person or sparing a person.
So they like go to talk to Jenny, and like when she answers no, this isn't.
Yeah, this is around the time they go and talk to her.
Yes, correct.
Because I remember, because there were several, overall I like this movie, but there were several points where I'm like, oh, it's wrapping up, and I like hit the toolbar, and I'm like, holy shit, it's got another fucking hour left.
So they go to talk to her, and then fucking Ah Jong shows up.
But he's like in the back, because she's like, the inspector goes and like talks to her for a little bit, and then she's like, oh, I thought you were my friend. He's like, oh no, it doesn't look like your friend's here tonight. Then he like looks over and we see Ah Jong
and then he disappears.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like that was funny.
Yeah.
But then there's another scene pretty close to this one where he goes to the apartment.
Yeah, it's like
I think it might be the
right
next
after,
scene.
Yeah.
So what's happening is, so the inspector is inside talking to her, and then the other guy is like posing as a garbage man, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like throwing garbage, and then a lady comes out and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? This is the fire escape. You cannot put this." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And
yeah.
meanwhile, Ah Jong's like sneaking in, and he's like about to open the door, and the inspector's like right inside with like a gun, and he does. Jenny doesn't even know he's there yet. Like she doesn't know anyone's there, and fucking Ah Jong just can tell something's up, like even before opening the door. So he
I think Jenny knew that he was there because she introduced him when he like first walked in. She's like, "Oh, this is my other friend." So
I'm pretty sure she asked, "Who's your friend?" Yeah,
maybe.
Then he says, "This is Shrimphead," or whatever. We used to play soccer together.
See, because I guess that would make sense, because they bring up later that he's like, oh yeah, I'm the investigator that came and talked to you. So I guess that would make sense. I thought he had like come with her back to the apartment, and then they just had like been like, oh, we coincidentally know each other. This is Shrimphead and Itsy Bitsy Spider. I don't remember what the other thing.
So there's like a funny little scene where like he
pointing guns at each other, but she doesn't know.
She can't see it. She just sees shadows. He like switches hands so he can hug her.
And the other guy comes in.
And the other guy shows up. He's like,
because
eventually he realizes.
He's like, "What's your deal, old lady?" She's like, "No, I've got no deal. Some guy paid me to yell at you for a little while." He's like, "Wait."
So he like climbs in through the window, but he like falls over, so he immediately has a gun pointed at him.
And then Ah Jong has like both guns, and he's like, "All right, yeah, give me your gun."
And then he just kind of like runs out the window, and then there's a funny little chase scene that's pretty good. Like I really like this scene. Like I thought it was pretty funny. It may have been a little too long, but I thought it was a pretty funny little action comedy scene.
Yeah, no, I like this scene.
The little standoff with Jenny not being able to see them.
It's just it was like the point where I'm like, oh man, this movie's starting to like. It felt like the circle was getting towards complete, and then it had like another like half circle up top, and I was like, oh shit, because it's like the whole film's like boiling to this point where it's like she's gonna find out his identity, the investigator's gonna find the guy, and it's like all gonna result in this big like.
Yeah, but then they introduce more plot elements instead. So they know that, you know, obviously the triad that fucking Ah Jong works for wants him dead now because somebody knows his identity. And his friend, who there's also the scene where his friend, I can't remember his name, he shows up with the money to like give to him, and Ah Jong's already like, I'm pretty sure he set me up, or he's helping them set me up. So he's ready with a gun, and he's like, show me the money. And he puts his gun on the table to look at the briefcase, and his friend immediately picks up the gun and puts it at his head.
And tries to pull the trigger. But
Ah Jong opens it and sees that there's no money. It's just like paper. And then the guy pulls the trigger and it's empty. And then Ah Jong pulls out another gun. He's like, and then he sees other people coming into the apartment, so he fucking kicks back on his chair and says, BAM!
Kills everyone but his friend who just betrayed him, and he's basically like, fuck you, I don't want to see you ever.
And he's like, do you even have a bullet left? And he's like, you know I always save one bullet.
Yeah.
He's like, did you really have a bullet left when he leaves? And he's like, all he does is he fucking unloads it. He's like, and then walks off. Which I thought that was a pretty good. Yeah. There are a lot of good little good things.
And that line comes full circle later.
Yeah.
So
then his friend feels bad. So there's another scene where he's like trying to get. He's like to the triad leader. He's like, "Can we just please give him the money and then just let him go?" He's like, "No, we need to kill him."
This part's after they have like their little redemption makeup thing because
yeah. How do they do the redemption thing?
I know where it is, but I don't. It's like, yeah, this last part is when it starts really just cramming it full of a bunch of like random plot elements. So it's like, oh shit. Yeah, they basically like they're like, yeah, we're not cut out for this life anymore. We're too compassionate for this job, you know. We don't want to just fucking go around and senselessly kill people anymore.
But they do make up, and then
he does that.
The dude is like, "Hey, we need to give him his money," and he says no. So then Ah Zhang like kills a bunch of the hitmen.
Yeah.
And like he like wounds the triad leader. That's why I'm like,
or not Ah Zhang, but his friend.
No, the friend doesn't kill any of them at this point. Ah Zhang does kill like a car full of them.
Oh.
In like a hit and run situation. And then Inspector Lee at this point has been like, how can he be good? Like, how can he, like, this whole movie is like, how could he do a good thing while I killed some? Like, it's obviously that, like, this guy has more compassion than Inspector Lee, and he's, like, freaking out because of it.
Yeah.
It's like, he can't be good. He's a triad hitman. He's an assassin. Yeah. And then the triad leader hires this expert group of assassins. There's like a guy with the sunglasses that you think is like the main villain pretty much. Like you think, oh, this is going to be the big bad.
I mean,
they're introducing him like in the third act to like sweep things up. And he kind of is for a moment, but that's
he has his fleeting moment.
And then it all kind of just comes hurtling together. Jenny finds out about Ah Zhang.
Yeah, the police, the investigator, like, tells her, she's like, because he basically comes back, you know, after the scene with the apartment. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Both of you have something up. What's up? And then he's like, all right, that's the guy who shot you near the fucking eyes. And I'm trying to catch him. So you want to be bait? So she calls and sets up. She's like, yo, they got me, like, I'm next on the waiting list. There's a pair of eyes, but they're in, like, Indonesia. So we need to, like... Oh, Singapore. So we need to leave tonight.
Yeah.
And he's like...
Okay. But he also, like, kind of knows.
Yeah. And his friend's like, are you really going? And he's like, well, she hasn't lied to me yet. So, like, he goes to this airport, and she basically, like, chickens out at the last second and starts screaming, like, Ah Zhang, don't!
And he has another disguise. His friend is there, dressed as him, and he goes up to Jenny, and then he runs off to like distract the police. Yeah. While Ah Zhang's like dressed as like a CEO. He has like a funny mustache again and a beard, and he's like, "It's me."
Yeah.
So they escape. Where do they go? I think they go to home. They go to his house. Yeah. Yeah, they go to his house, and then Lee comes in, he, like, attacks, but then a bunch of hitmen come, like, attack. And he's like, oh, no! And that's when he gets shot in the arm. So he's like, him and Lee are having, like, a standoff, and he's like, if you move, I'll shoot you. But then he sees a triad hitman, like, behind Lee, and he's like, I gotta save him. So he, like, moves to shoot him, and he shoots him, but Lee also shoots him in the arm. He's like, what the fuck, man? I just saved your life. But then there's a big shootout where they fight a bunch of hitmen, like, together. And he's like, I don't get it. How can you be good?
Oh, man.
And then they like leave, and they start to become friends. This is when they start like bonding, really.
Yeah. They like go and chill by a river somewhere.
And he's like, hey, if something should happen to me and my eyes are still intact, give the corneas to Jenny. Or use my money to, like, fly her overseas. Like, hey, help her out. And then they go back to the church from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's when they...
big climax. So his friend...
Yeah, his friend had been, like, he'd like, apparently convinced Wong Kai, I believe his name is? Wong Hoi, my bad. That's the big triad leader.
Yeah.
He'd been like, please give him the money. And he'd been like, okay. But then they had fought him and, like, beaten the shit out of him. But he had killed a bunch of them, I think. Like,
yeah.
He'd and taken the money. And because somehow, even though they had planned to just, like, kill him, they still brought the money. I'm like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
But he like escapes but he's like horribly beaten and shit.
Yeah. And I like this scene. I like that he kind of like stood up for his honor, and he was basically like, I don't care if this makes me a dog. At least I have
dignity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I really liked also earlier in the film, Inspector Lee's partner was killed.
Yeah.
And he was blaming it on Ah Zhang. That's why he was like so full of hatred for him. But like I one of my big complaints with the movie is I don't think they characterized his partner enough. Like, there was this big dynamic of, like, them both losing someone, because at this point, Ah Zhang's friend gets shot. Like,
yeah.
And he dies.
But we get a lot of Ah Zhang's friend.
Yeah, and Ah Zhang's friend, I would say, is one of the best characters in the movie.
I would agree.
So I wish that the inspector's friend had also had some stuff, because he's like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anything about him, except he crawls through the window and falls over in Jenny's apartment.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ah Zhang's friend's great. And then he dies and Ah Zhang's like, that's it. So he like ties something around his arm and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill them.
Also, at some point, Lee got like suspended, right?
Yeah, I think Lee's suspended.
Like, yeah, and he's like, after his partner's death, and that's when he starts hanging out with Ah Zhang more, and kind of like being like, shit, well, I guess we're both down shit creek without a paddle.
So they pretty much, Wong Hoi shows up with his like army of elite assassins, and there's like a giant shootout.
Yeah, and they shoot Ah Zhang's friend, and he has that little sad
and
moment.
then he's like, that's it, and then he ties him, and he's like, I'm ready to kill.
Yep.
There's a big scene of fights, and then they're outside, and fucking...
It's basically them versus just the last guy.
Yeah, and then fucking Ah Zhang gets shot like through the eyes.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my, this is like one of those scenes I was talking about earlier, where it's like he's a fucking like guts 100-man slayer 99% of the movie, except for the 1% when the script needs him to like take an L. Yeah.
But then he gets shots, like he like loses his eyes, and then he gets shot a bunch, and then he's like right next to Jenny, and they're trying to crawl towards each other, but they just crawl like next to each other, and then he dies.
Yep.
And then a bunch of police show up, and Wong Hoi like shows up, like runs in, and he's like, please, I surrender, don't kill me quick. And Lee's just showing up, he's just like super angry, he's like, you killed my friend, he just fucking shoots him.
Yep.
And then the movie ends.
Yeah,
like, right there.
Yeah.
I like the ending, like, even though it is...
yeah, no, like, I like that it ends on, like, kind of, like, this darkly tragic note.
Yeah, like, really, because, like, at this point, she had also pretty much gone completely blind.
Oh,
in the church, there was a thing where she's like, why are all the lights on?
And they hold a candle up against her face, and you see her in the background.
So this was, like, the last chance to, like, get those implants, pretty much, and then he dies, and he loses his eyes, so she's just... The one thing he wanted to do, he couldn't do. And
yeah, even post-mortem, because he's like, yeah, if I die, just give her my eyes. I almost want, like, Lee to, like, point the gun at his neck and be like, all right, eyes, that girl, back there. Bam! But, I mean, obviously it's asking a lot of a guy. But, yeah, no, I thought it was... Good movie. I really had fun with it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was like some weird editing choices, but I also think I think a lot of action movies from like the 80s, like that are like big action, like with a lot of shootouts and stuff, don't hold up super well. Like it's hard for them to hold up. But I thought this one like held up pretty well. There was a lot of fun like action sequences as well.
Yeah.
And there was kind of some goofy editing choices, but it was like a genre blender. So I don't think having the comedic tone for a lot of it was a bad thing. It wasn't like great or anything, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I just wish I wish Jenny had more characterization as well.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Blackjack or like a ton of movies. Like it's just like she's just there as a plot point.
Plot
like
device.
she doesn't really like. There's some funny scenes with her, but I never got an essence of like who she was.
Can we get a real woman in these movies instead of just MacGuffins, please?
Yeah, but I also think the same thing goes for the inspector's friend. Like, he was pretty much there just to move him along, while Ajang's friend actually felt like a fleshed out, like, whole character by himself.
Oh, yeah.
But, this movie apparently, like, was a pretty big influence on, like, fucking Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, and I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Like, especially with, like, the shootout scene and, like, something like Reservoir Dogs. Mm-hmm. I definitely, I like the movie. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's some funky music occasionally. Like, during not all the music's great, but occasionally there's some pretty funky tunes.
There's a couple points where I was like, ooh, like, there's this one shot where I remember it's like, because they're basically questioning whether Ajun's friend is going to, like, betray him again. And it, like, cuts to, like, this... It's like this hard cut of him like walking down the hallway with like a briefcase, his friend, and it's got like this like sick just like chord playing in the background on like keyboard, and it's just like ooh, like made my brain leak serotonin because I liked it. I was like, oh.
And I liked a lot of the action sequences. Probably my least favorite was the last one.
Yeah,
like I thought. The, like, story of it was good. Like, I thought the ending was a good ending. But there was a lot, pretty much in every other action sequence, there was a lot of, like, funny, goofy shit going on. Yeah. Like, that's like, I'm gonna flip the table and a gun's gonna land in my hand. Or I'm gonna, like, scoot back. But this was just, like, a pretty bare bones. Like, it wasn't bad, I would say, but it was just, like, not as fun.
Yeah. But, yeah. I would give this one 8. Fuck it. I'll give it a 7.
I'm going to give this one a 6.
I was heavily thinking about it, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, so. Mine's like a pretty high 6. Maybe we should switch to the 100 format. 67. Oh. I used to do 0.5s a lot. But then when I switched to Letterboxd, I'm like, well, I don't want to have, like, in my own mind, like, a 6.5, but a 3-star, so I just switched to, like, okay, 1 through 10.
I've always made it a point not to do, like, the 0.5s, unless it's, like, with the 5-star system. Just...
It was mostly just because, like, it was easier to categorize films in my head because I'm like, this is not like there are 7s and then there are movies that aren't 8s but are better than 7.
I do. I don't know if I've ever done it on the podcast, but I do internally like how Fantano rates his shit, where he's like, a light 6,
But at the same time, like a light 6 is strong. That's just the same thing as putting 0.5s or like
essentially. I mean, it's not quite the same to me.
Like a decent 7 is what, a 7.5 probably. A light 7 would be a 7.
Yeah,
and then a strong 7 would be a 7.75 or whatever. So 6.5 average. Pierre also gave this a 6. But it was actually a 7.
Yeah.
And, we didn't really say it, but I thought the dramatic performances from the 2 leads were pretty good. Pretty strong. Well, and also Ajang's friend.
Yeah. Ajang's friend and Ajang himself, like...
Yeah.
There was some, like, pretty good shots where I did see the compassion in his eyes.
I also just wish that just Inspector Lee in general had a little more screen time for himself, because it felt like he wanted to be like a protagonist, but it felt like he was a supporting character for a lot of it.
Yes, I agree.
But I do like the movie, and I do like my other John Woo movies I've seen are Mission Impossible 2, which I like, but I don't think it's good. Like, I think it's fine. And Face Off, which I don't like. But this makes me want to watch more John Woo movies, because there's a bunch, like, just around this period that I've heard are really good. Like Hard Boiled and Better Tomorrow, I've heard are really good.
Huh.
Okay, speaking of really good.
The best movie we've watched on the
Who's
podcast?
Driving Doug?
You know, I was shit-talking this movie last week. I was really not looking forward to it. But, you know, now we've gotten through it, all said and done, and I think I can honestly come out, set my biases aside. You know, I'm not the biggest Ray William Johnson fan. I mean, he didn't do anything personal to me. He didn't, like, shit on my dog or anything, but...
Yeah.
You know, I always just thought he was kind of, like, lazy. You know, he got really successful just basically by... being a personality and stealing other people's content, essentially. I don't think what he did qualified under fair use, and I think they ruled that way when they had him, because he was like the one who went into like the trial for it back before like H3 went a couple years ago. Like he was.
Yeah, I was never like really into like Equals 3, so I never really heard about any of this.
I heard about it like after the fact, like a couple of years after it had happened. But yeah, now that it's all said and done, you know, we've watched the movie, I can honestly say that
it's a masterpiece.
A masterpiece of shit. This movie was fucking terrible.
You know, like the first like 15 minutes, I wasn't like vibing with the movie, but I didn't think it was terrible.
I was like,
okay, this isn't as bad as I expected. Like, there was bad. Like, the driver, the first driver that Doug has is really fucking obnoxious, and the acting by the mother is really bad. Like, there's some really bad elements, but I was like, this movie's more competently put together than I thought it would be. And then they started doing, like, the constant fucking, like, music video sequences, like, the montage.
Yeah.
And then the dialogue really started, like, going where they were trying to be, like, smart. And, like, everything just started, like, going, like, way downhill. Like, when the movie first started, I'm like, okay, this is like a 4 out of 10. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, because, I mean, the basic concept of the film, if you just take it where it's, like, a guy with cerebral palsy who kind of, like, is just, you know, shuts himself off. You know, he sees himself the way that, like, society sees him, that kind of deal.
I'm pretty sure he has muscular dystrophy. The actor actually has cerebral palsy in real life.
Oh, okay. Well. Anyway.
Yeah, muscular dystrophy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we clarified that, or else I would have sounded like a huge ass.
But R.J. Mitty, the actor, actually does have cerebral palsy, and he's in Breaking Bad,
yeah.
Which I've never seen, or I've seen like one episode.
I've seen the first 3 seasons.
What's really funny is when I do eventually watch Breaking Bad,
you're gonna not be able to not think about this movie.
Which is funny. Like Joe and Pierre were like, I can't stop thinking that's just the guy from Breaking Bad. And now I'm like, now I'm going to be the opposite. That's the guy from Who's Driving Doug. That's Doug.
There he is. That's Doug, my boy.
So R.J. Mitty, who's probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Actually, by far, probably.
Because he doesn't necessarily... Like, he gives a pretty
good performance for, like, the script.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty good.
And he looks pretty pissed off most of the movie, which is what the character needs to be.
Yeah. So the movie's basic premise is... It's been done before. Like, it was done... I want to say the same year. I've talked about this movie. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before, but The Fundamentals of Caring came out in 2016.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
I haven't seen it.
Craig Roberts and Selena Gomez. And it's legitimately, I guess Paul Rudd isn't just his driver. He's like a caregiver. And his first client has muscular dystrophy.
No.
And he drives him across the country.
Oh.
Except that movie's well made and well acted and pretty well written for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Garrett really liked that one when it came out.
He doesn't have as bad like muscular dystrophy as in this movie. Like he can move his face fine.
Yeah.
But and also this movie, like The Untouchables, the French film, if you've heard of that, it's very similar. It's about a driver. It's about a rich guy who's like bound to a wheelchair, pretty much. I can't remember what he has, and he gets a guy to come in. It's what The Upside was based on. The Kevin Hart, Bryan Cranston movie that came out 2 years ago.
Didn't watch it.
Did you see the trailer or anything?
I probably did.
But it's just about a guy who like hires a new driver pretty much. Like the movie's been done so often, like it seems like any time they make a movie about a person that's like bound to a wheelchair or paraplegic, it's about some fucking savior dude that comes in and then they make the movie about him.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's fucking rude.
And it's like, did every movie that has a person in a wheelchair need to have them go through a character arc where they drive across the country?
Does every movie with a person in a wheelchair have to be like, your life's not that bad? Yeah, I have a gay boyfriend. Okay, so...
Fuck, this movie sucks.
So, the main character, he goes to college. He's living his life. He hates it. He has a bunch of, like, these little, like, dream sequences where he finally states his mind.
Got a creative writing class, and they ask, like, his opinion. And
he wants to be like, you fucking suck, you fucking whore.
And... minus the anger, I agree with his points. Everything in that was pretty contrived and general.
Just pretty much everyone in that creative writing class, whenever they show them, they write the fucking worst thing ever. Like, which I think was probably the most competently done part of the film. Legitimately trying to write the like cringiest creative writing things. That was pretty well done because those were very
Yeah. And basically, he leaves outside. He's got like a driver who drives a van.
Yeah, she's like always on her phone, chewing gum, and she's really rude to him.
Yeah. We see that he's got like a friend that it's clear that he's romantically interested in.
I can't even remember her name. Julie, maybe?
Yeah, I don't remember her name either. But she's sleeping with his like professor.
Stephanie. Yeah, she's sleeping with his professor.
Which really grinds his gears. He doesn't like that. Which...
And I'm like, cool, it's not... it's her choice, you fucking asshole, what the fuck?
It's like, yeah, I mean, you want to make your feelings clear, state them, and work it out and move on. Don't fucking bottle it inside and be like, why doesn't she like me? Why is she sleeping with other guys? Ah!
They just like need to make sure that you know, hey, this guy has muscular dystrophy and he's also an incel.
Yeah.
This movie's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like, and his dad died like a year before the movie takes place. Yeah. His mom's like obsessed and constantly talking to his urn. And also, everyone talks down to him in the movie, but in a way that doesn't feel like genuine, like somebody would talk down to somebody. Like, when people, like, talk to people with disabilities, it's usually like, oh, here, let me help you.
Yeah, but it's like, they don't necessarily, a lot of it is like, like subconscious things. They don't mean to do it. A lot of people, some people do because they're assholes. Yeah. A lot of people just don't know how to talk to people with disabilities, so they fail it because they don't. It's also a dick thing to do, like not educating yourself in ways to like be kind to people with disabilities without making them feel like they're not people. But this movie like makes it seem like everyone has never seen anyone with a disability. Yeah. And this movie also rushes through itself so hard to get to certain plot points. Like, so this girl quits and Doug shows up, I think because is he I don't know if he's applying to teach or work or...
Doug.
Oh, sorry. What's his name?
Ray William Johnson.
Yeah, you don't even remember. Kevin? No, Kevin's the boy.
Does it matter? Are we gonna
Scott? No, we're gonna call him Ray William Johnson. Yeah.
Sorry, Ray.
I was talking about that yesterday. Ray William Johnson has a name where it's like, I feel so uncomfortable just calling him Ray. I have to call him Ray William Johnson.
I mean, I
like if I was friends with him in real life, I would not be. First of all, but
probably not.
I'd every time I'd see him, I'd be like, "Hey, Ray William Johnson."
What if he's just listening to this? What if he like scours YouTube?
What if he like feels bad? You know what, Ray? Sorry, I'll be friends with you.
Well, you know what, Ray? Fuck you. I won't be friends.
Do you want to produce our next film?
I'll be friends with you only if you produce our next film. That's right, Ray. I'm using you.
So he shows up. He tries to get a job at the school, I think, and they're like, no. Or he tries to apply to the school.
He tries to apply to the school, and the dean's like, "You want to be a video game designer, huh?" And he says, "How unique," or something like that.
He's just a dick. It's just everyone's so like overblown in their dickishness. And then he leaves and he's like,
"Fuck this."
He's like, "Are you Doug? Do you need a driver?"
He's like, "Slow down, Turbo." Because there's like that scene where he holds the door open for him before he even realizes. But yeah, so he basically like walks up to him while he's in the middle of chatting with Stephanie. And he's like, "Hey, you need a driver, right? Well, I can start as soon as tomorrow."
He's like, okay. He's like, "Okay, I'll call you." So then
slaps him on the
he
shoulder.
starts the next day. He drives him one morning. Yeah, he's late. He drives him one morning.
He's like, "Sorry, being on time is kind of not my thing."
Like that, you have a job, sir.
Yeah.
Go get a job where you don't have a clock in time. Go do that. There are plenty of jobs that you do on your own time.
Exactly.
So then he gets a text about something we don't really know. And then that same day, he's like, "Hey, I know we just met, but do you want to go to Vegas with me?"
And the dude's like,
I don't know. And Stephanie's like, "You should go."
And it's like, oh,
and
wow, talk about intense peer pressure.
And talk about, like I said, just rushing through scenes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And he's
why didn't they have it go for like 3 days of this or something?
Because he's like, yeah, because he has like a one-line remark where he's like, "Yeah, my dad was going to take me to Vegas one time, but
he's like, died." I like just because Ray William Johnson's like, "Yeah, I'm from Vegas." Wow, that's so cool! Just Vegas, cool.
Yeah, and then comes the peer pressuring scene where she's like, "Oh, I think you should go. I'll go with you guys if you go," which obviously is just incentivizing him further to go and adding to the peer pressure. And he goes and he asks his mom, and his mom's like,
"No, you can't do that." And he's like, "I can do whatever I want. I'm a human being and I'm an adult." So he like pretty much goes without telling her.
Yeah. And
so they start driving to Vegas.
Yep.
And then a lot of the ensuing movie is just random fucking scenes that have no like lasting impact on the movie or the characters.
Yeah, there's like a scene where they like go to breakfast. And the waitress
is like asking Ray William Johnson, "What does Doug want?" And he's like, "I don't know. You can ask him." And it's just the whole movie. The biggest fault of this movie is they make Ray William Johnson be like, "Yeah, he's the one."
They prop him up.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? He's doing so. He's just being like. He's not a very good person, but he's just being like.
He's like
a kind person to a person with a disability, and the movie just wants you to applaud that. I'm like. Or we can just be nice to people with disability. Like, I don't fucking...
Yeah, and it's like...
I'm not going to applaud someone for not being a dick to someone with a disability.
Plus, he's not even like... He's a super big dick to him most of
the time. But then they're like, "Yeah, but watch this. He told the waitress to take his order."
Whoa!
But then there's another time where he's like, "You're not special for having..." I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, "You want to be treated special." I'm like, why are you fucking saying this to a guy who's suffered? Isn't like, what the fuck do you get out of this?
Yeah.
He's like, "I have problems too." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And it's like, fuck, Ray, yeah.
So they do that. They insert a line about how Stephanie's sleeping with the professor, obviously, but also that he's like a womanizer and sleeps with a lot of people. And she's like, "No, he doesn't do that anymore." Obviously setting up that, yes, he does do that more.
Yeah, and then there's like a scene where Ray William Johnson's like, "Hey, come on, Doug, get out of your shell." And he starts weaving on the road and gives him a panic attack, and they have to pull over.
He's like smiling at first, and then he has a panic attack, and like, it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Ray William Johnson?
It's like, you want to... It's like, he's like, "Come on, have fun, man!" And starts, fucking going off the road. It's like, okay, if I was in this situation, someone was driving my van and started doing that, fun would be the last emotion that I would feel that time. Is fun an emotion? Fun is the last thing I would be feeling at that point. I'd be like, this is the complete polar opposite of fun.
Like, I've done that in my car. And, like, I've had people do that in other people's cars. But I'm just like...
I don't like that shit. I'm like, ah!
I don't think it's as bad. It's usually, like, it was really scary because we would be in, like, Hawaii and there's, like, trees everywhere. There's, like, cliffs or, like, hills. Like, they were, at the very least, they were in a desert. So if they, like, swerved off, they'd just, like, go into the dirt and they'd just be like, okay, get back on.
Yeah.
But I do agree. But he has a panic attack and then they keep going. And
you theoretically hit a pole.
That's true. And then they go to a motel.
Yeah, they get to Vegas, they get to a motel, and then...
Holiday hotel. They go to play, like, blackjack and stuff.
And he's, like, Rain Man in this one particular scene.
In this one... he's not even Rain Man, he just gets lucky. He just gets lucky. And he only wins one hand. And then the guy at the table's like, with a face like that, you should be playing poker. And that's another instance of rushing it. Because he's like... Well, this guy's getting all the good cards. I'm like, you played one hand. That's not how that works.
Yeah, they literally, like, show, like, oh, he wins once, bets it all. Wins again, bets it all. Wins again. And then it's like, all right, well...
Yeah. But the blackjack scene, he only does one hand before that guy says it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking stupid. That's not how somebody would say... Like, it's the same thing with the... They just rush to parts of the plot that they're like, they need to show that people are mean to him. I'm like, yes, we get it. People are mean to someone with a disability. We know this.
Yeah.
Write this movie better. And then they go to the bar. No, they go back to the hotel for a second.
Stephanie. They're going to meet up with Stephanie.
Yeah. He fucking... Ray William Johnson gets a text... Or he texts the person, he's like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, I told you not to come.
That's before they go to play poker. It's like when they first get to the hotel.
Oh, I thought they went and then they came back. And then he came out and he's like, I need a drink. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
This movie's bad. But then they go to a bar and they're like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Woo.
And then Ray and Stephanie start...
making out.
Yeah, they start grinding
they start
each other on the dance floor.
And Mr. Doug's like, fuck you, and he wheels himself
no one
out.
knows how to take a visual cue. And here is my opinion on this. I think that ultimately Doug is in the wrong for having those expectations.
For
and that
being so possessive of someone that he wants to be friends with. That he is not told that he's sexually interested in.
Yes. But
he
makes it very visually clear. It's like, every time they fucking interact with each other, he goes and mopes. And then he's super mean. And it's like, you think you do the, mental math and at least, for the trip, at least be like, all right, maybe we won't fuck
for the trip that's your job, that you're, doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but then they get drunk, and then they show back up at the hotel... And Ray William Johnson has hired a prostitute, an escort.
Yeah, I didn't like this scene. The scene made me super uncomfortable.
It's really creepy, and then it's really, it's also just really demeaning to Doug.
Yeah.
The way she talks to him is, at least your penis works. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? A lot of it was just really fucking rude.
Yeah. And he's, saying pathetic shit like this.
And he's also obviously super uncomfortable and doesn't want it at first. I'm like, that's fucking...
Yeah, and even Stephanie's like, hey, he doesn't want this. And then Ray's like, shut up and we'll go fuck in the next room.
They just kiss and then fuck.
Yeah.
What? And I'm like, what the... And then Doug does have, sex with her. And I'm just like, what the fuck was the point? There was no point in that scene.
And it's like, if anything, that should have, serviced, the fact that it's like, all right, now you don't have the right to be... I mean, you didn't have the right in the first place, but now you extra don't have the right to be mad at, Stephanie. Because you're like, oh, man, I'm angry. She's sleeping with other guys. So I'm going to sleep with this other chick. It's like, ugh. Ugh. But yeah, so next morning they're eating breakfast and she's like eating eggs and it's too much for him. He's like, this is too much. She's making sex noises while eating eggs. I have to leave. So he just fucks off and then they're like, hey, what's your problem? And then him and Ray get into like a huge fucking fight because Doug is, I guess, cooked up this theory. He's like, who is this Kevin? He's not real. Which,
who is Kevin? Your friend's not even real. You can't. Well, first
we've been here for 1 day, and I haven't seen any of Kevin in this big city of Las Vegas.
He goes to play blackjack first, like right. He goes out.
He goes and like
they have a little fight, but nothing too bad. He goes out. He gets really drunk, and Stephanie finds him.
Yeah, and then
he loses all his money, and then they go back home and
they fight. Then Stephanie like comes out like immediately after, and she's like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "You fucking whore!"
Yeah.
And then he has a fucking...
Ray William Johnson drives off with his van.
Yeah.
And then he has a panic attack and they go to the hospital because he has pneumonia. Because it's very easy for people with muscular dystrophy to get pneumonia.
Yep. So,
and then she calls his mom. She's on her way, obviously.
Yeah.
And then she walks outside and she sees the van. She's like, what?
And
so then she starts looking for Ray William Johnson.
Yeah.
And this is the stupidest fucking scene because she's about to go talk to a nurse, and the nurse is like, and then walks away, and Ray William Johnson is in the room right behind her.
Yep,
like,
just like deer.
And he's with a guy, and he's like, and it's like, he's his boyfriend. And I'm like, yeah, that was obvious.
Yeah, because the whole movie, he's texting this person in his phone who is just K. There's no like picture, and they like
Who does that? Who put someone's initial?
Someone who wants to hide the plot twist that he's gay until this certain climactic point in the movie.
I don't know. He had sex with a woman.
Bisexual. Yeah. I just say gay as like an all-encompassing.
Yeah, for the.
But to be technical, bisexual. Yeah. Or maybe gay and just extremely just sad and confused.
But
maybe.
Yeah, and then he's like with his boyfriend who like didn't want his family to know that he was gay, so that's why Ray William Johnson wasn't there. But he came anyway, and then they go back to fucking Doug, and then Doug starts to like he's better, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna drive home. And they're like, hey, where's Ray William Johnson? Like he left. His friend died. He's like, oh no!
So they go and they just drive and they find
Ray William Johnson is just out in the middle of the desert at a sign sitting in front of it. I'm like, how did he get there? Did he walk just out into the middle of, like, why is he at this sign? How did they find him?
Probably because they didn't have enough money to shoot on location at Vegas again, so they're like, we're just going to do this out in the desert.
And then they have another confrontation where Ray William Johnson's like, I'm not a good person!
I'm an asshole! I used you!
I used you! Stay away from people like me! And then he walks out of the street, gets hit by a car.
Yep. And dies, and then we get
dies, and I'm like, they're not gonna actually kill Ray William Johnson. I thought he was gonna like be in the hospital and be fine at the end, but no, and I'm like, at least they stuck to their guns and actually killed them all. It made no sense for the plot. No. Like, it had no lasting impact. None of this movie has any impact on itself.
And then he's like, and then he gives his little, because he gets this assignment before he goes off to Vegas that's like, write about
life-changing experience.
Some troubles you've experienced in your life and how they've changed you. And he basically gives this big speech where he's like, yeah, I have muscular dystrophy.
Dystrophy.
And, it's forced me to keep myself in my shell and, basically Hedgehog's dilemma, everyone, but...
Fuck this world. Fuck this body and fuck all of you, pretty much.
More than my physical body, I am spiritual. Yeah. But he's like, my best friend, referring to Ray William Johnson. And it's like...
You knew him for like 4 days!
You knew him for like 3 days, and he was a dick to you the most of the time, and then he yelled at you and got hit by a car.
My best friend, if anything, your best friend should be your... Yeah, I'm just like and that makes him even more of an incel.
Exactly. Like, it's just like, you just view her as a sex object, you fucking asshole. But, yeah, so... yeah, he's like, yeah, my best friend. And then he like goes and dumps his ashes with his mom.
And then falls on them.
Yeah, the Big Lebowski bit.
That's happened to me.
Has it?
Yeah, Pierre's dad died.
Oh.
And we went to spread his ashes at the beach. And we did that. And me and Pierre were both wearing shorts and it got on our legs.
Ah.
So I like to imagine that there's a little piece of Pierre's dad still with me. That's why I'm an asshole. Got him!
Whoa! I'm not going to comment on that. Because Pierre listens and I don't know his dad.
Pierre loves his dad.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Hi, Pierre!
Hello, Pierre.
Pierre, remember when your dad got on our legs? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also, I mentioned it, there's a lot of music in the movie
Yeah,
that
a lot of
makes
Def Cab for a Cutie.
sense for any of the scenes, and there's a lot of like montage moments of them just like driving and then the song plays.
It's that whole director's like indie music playlist as the soundtrack.
But it like happens so frequently and like and none of the scenes are visually interesting, so it's just like, listen to this song.
Oh man, you're gonna fucking hate when I pick Brown Bunny.
Oh, it's just so...
Because that movie is, like, mostly that.
It's just so... Like, the music, like, that... The songs weren't necessarily bad. Like, I don't think most of the songs were bad. But they were just... They didn't really fit with the tone of the movie. The movie was also super tonally inconsistent. And it's just, like... Like, I don't think the movie... I think it had merit. I think that R.J. Mitte was pretty good in the role. I also appreciate them getting someone with a disability to play the main character. Yeah. Even if he doesn't have muscular dystrophy. It's at least a step in the right direction because it's hard for people with disabilities to get roles. So yeah. When you like in the Untouchables or Fundamentals of Caring or The Upside, these are all able-bodied people who have these roles, and it's just like taking one of the few roles that somebody with these conditions could have. Mm-hmm. So I at least appreciate that. And I thought he was pretty good, at least comparatively to like the script he was working with. Yeah. Like the script was awful. I also don't think that Ray William Johnson was as bad as I thought he was going to be. He wasn't good, but like...
It was really hard for me to separate him from the character, especially since the character I felt like was
just him. So I didn't separate him. I'm just like, I didn't know Ray William Johnson was gay.
I'm like, oh, this character 11 years before this movie, maybe like circa 11 years before this movie, was part of Your Favorite Martian and had that other music project where he's like, doing your mom, doing your mom.
But and I thought like the ending, like right before he gets hit by a car. Are you? No. I thought you were doing that. I'm just like, are you really doing that on? I thought that like right before he got hit by the car, the little speech he made was pretty badly written. But I like was like at the very least, I'm like, I might like this if it was written better. Like I feel like it has the best acting out of his stuff.
Decent idea, or okay, I see what you mean.
I just like there are moments where I'm like, this performance by Ray William Johnson would be okay in this scene if the writing was better.
Maybe he just needs to be taken in by like a fucking top tier director.
He was in a movie. He was in Ben Is Back with Lucas Hedges from I think last year. I haven't seen it yet. But I've heard that one's pretty decent, and I think he has a small role in that, so maybe he's good in that.
Maybe.
Yeah, but what'd you give this movie? I gave it a 2.
See, I'm sitting between a 2 and a 1, because I think my thing is, if a movie has good production value, I typically give it a 2, because my like thing for ones is like they have to be bad all around, like bad writing, bad acting, bad like lighting, bad camera work, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, I'll go as far as to give this a 2.
Well, and I also just like I said, the first like 15 minutes didn't bother me as much. Like
I have a bad habit of like rating something really, really bad if I hated like the endings and stuff, but I have to look at it at the point like, okay, the first like 15, 20 minutes didn't bother me that much, and like there were parts that I didn't mind, so I'm like, I can't give it a 1 because I thought RJ Mitty was like pretty decent at least, and I also kind of like the first scene where he has his dream sequence where he like just fucking like swears out that lady. I like the essence of this scene.
I can't cite specifically off the top of my head, but I know I've seen shit like that, like in various like sitcoms or various.
So
like,
you're giving
movies.
it a 2 as well?
Yeah, I'll give it a 2.
So a 2 for us. I was really worried when you got here and you're like, oh, what a week, because I felt like you didn't like The Killer, and I'm like.
No, I thought The Killer was pretty enjoyable.
I thought you were trying to like say like these were the
No, I was trying to build it up like I liked this movie, but
yeah, we had a discussion before the podcast. I'm like, I really fucking hope you didn't like this movie because I have to look at you in a different light. Yeah, this is probably like the 4th or 5th worst movie I've seen on the podcast. Still Last of the Living.
Yeah, I've got like this bottom bar. This is like one notch above Last of the Living and
Splatter.
The bottom bar is Splatter, Last of the Living, and
what, Ghostmates?
Ghostmates, and then this is like the notch ahead.
Yeah, I would probably say. Have we given anything else 1s or 2s?
Maybe. I'd have to like look.
I know we gave like Runaway. I think. Did we both give that 3s? Or did you give it a 4 maybe?
I think I might have given it like a 4.
That.
I thought it was more of a middling movie than a bad movie.
I'm going to make a list of like so I can remember all our ratings, like because I can check my ratings, but obviously I want to know.
I made that letterbox for
yeah,
us.
We made
never,
and then never.
I also made that Twitter for us.
Nice.
Need to do some social media branding out there.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so that movie's not good. If you want to watch a movie that's good, The Untouchables, I wasn't as big of a fan as most people are, but it's good. And The Fundamentals of Caring is also really good. I really enjoy that one. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking it.
It's got Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's great in it, and Craig Roberts is really good in that as well. And Selena Gomez is also really good in that.
Oh.
But yeah, don't watch this movie. Like, watch The Killer. The Killer's fun. Watch John Woo.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think The Killers has like a full upload on YouTube. It might. I don't know if it has subtitles. I didn't watch it there, but I looked it up.
So next week will be, I believe, the first week of March for when it comes out, at least.
Director
Deep Dive. Today is my pick.
Yep.
So we will be watching a South Korean director by the name of Lee Chang-dong, I believe is how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, if it's Lee Chang-dong, that doesn't sound right. That sounds like I'm being racist. I'm pretty sure it's Lee Chang-dong. He's best known for like Burning from 2018.
And Secret Sunshine's another one of his
Secret Sunshine. Poetry is probably his second most known film. But we're just going to be, he's directed 6 movies. So we're just going to do them all. So that's going to be Burning from 2018, which is available to watch on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. Poetry from 2010, which is available to watch on Canopy and Tubi TV. Secret Sunshine from 2007 with Song Kang-ho in it. That's available on Prime Video or Criterion. Oasis from 2002. Which may be his first movie? No, Greenfish was his first movie. Then Peppermint Candy, then Oasis. Oasis is available on Canopy or Tubi. Peppermint Candy from 99.
Greenfish. Does that have Song Kang-ho in it?
That also has Song Kang-ho.
I've seen the first half of that movie. That's that movie I started that one time. But
I thought that was the pig that fell into the well.
Never mind. That's the movie that I'm thinking of. Greenfish was one that I had downloaded around the same time.
So. Peppermint Candy is available to watch on Prime Video, and Greenfish is available somewhere. Nothing available streaming, so just find it.
I'll try it.
I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. People have seen it.
Maybe DVD.
Maybe DVD.
Maybe DVD.
And that came out the year we were born.
Whoa!
Yep, Song
maybe
King Ho.
VHS.
Yeah, so it should be a pretty great week. I'm expecting to like probably really like all of these.
Here's hoping. They're all. I'm guessing they're all probably going to be like upside of 2 hours.
Let's see. Burning, 2.5. Poetry, 2.5. Secret Sunshine, 2.5. Oasis, 2 hours 10 minutes.
Oh.
Peppermint Candy, 2 hours 10 minutes. Greenfish, 1 hour 50 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
We can do it. I'll just probably watch.
I'll just have to watch them the last 3 days of the week instead of the last 2.
So the last one.
Well,
I usually just watch them Saturdays now to keep them fresh in my head.
I work Saturdays, so I usually...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do.
So whenever we do the director deep dives, I'll usually do 2 days before I'll start watching them, but I'll probably do... I might watch one of them tonight if I...
Honestly, the next director deep dive might be our longest video yet, I'm guessing. Because, like, the Agnes Varda one, like, 2 of the movies, like, documentaries are kind of hard to talk about a lot, and then 2 of them are small, like, and then I'm guessing this will probably be the longest one, or close to it.
Yeah, unless, like, one of the movies is extremely low on plot or something.
Yeah. It's Song King Ho dancing for 2 hours. Oh, I'd watch that.
No, I'd also watch that. If Song King Ho is doing anything for any duration of time on camera, I will watch it.
Also, it's probably not going to be for another 18 episodes, but I'm thinking episode 50, we're going to do what we did for episode 1 again. Our top 15 films each.
Are we going to keep it at 15, or are we going to bump it up?
I don't know. I just know that my top 15 has changed. Like,
mine has
drastically.
I actually made like a private letterbox list where I've just been like, any movie where I'm like, yeah, I like this. I'd want to consider it one of my favorites. I've been like throwing in there. So whenever I think of them, so I've been planning.
I don't know. We might bump it up, but we should do that.
Maybe we can each do 25 and do for the 50th top 50.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, we'll do that. So,
assuming that we don't have any.
Well, it'll still be top 50. We'll just have some.
Yeah, crossover, because technically last time it was top 29.
Yeah,
because we
both had Phantom, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so get ready for that in 18 episodes. So like 4 months or 5 months.
Yeah, we'll have quite a few deep dives before we get to that point.
Yeah.
But that's coming.
But yeah, and I honestly, my list will look almost nothing like it did, I'm guessing, originally. Yeah. Like, there are so many movies we watched on the podcast, or since we've started, that I've been like, this is my jam.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm probably going to make it my goal to not include any of the movies that were on the list last time. So it'll be an extension of my favorite movies. Because I think we did, at least I did it in no particular order last time. I was just like, these are some of my favorite movies.
I think mine were pretty much...
I put some of like my my top
favorites were like pretty there, but I think that like 2 of the movies will be on. Like, I'll probably have a few that are still on there.
Okay.
Because I want to see like how they've changed, but...
I think we'll definitely have a little bit of crossover, because I know one of the movies is going on... I know a couple of the movies that are going on my list would probably go on your list, seeing how they're on your fucking Letterboxd banner right now. Yes, and a specific other one by... Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so thanks everybody.
I'm gonna have to watch like the entire filmography of both of them before I can feel confident in doing.
Jesus Christ!
I'm gonna have to watch every Ingmar Bergman and Agnes Varda and Kurosawa and
Jesus.
At least we're watching all of Leech.
Yeah, that's what I feel so nice about, because when I want to always finish like filmographies, because it just feels nice.
I always try to like.
But so that's why when I saw there was only 6, I'm like, Thomas, we got to watch just all 6 for the podcast.
Yeah, especially since we typically do 5. Anyway, so
and like Agnes Varda, we did 6. Just 2 of them were short films. Yeah. And Ingmar Bergman, we did 5, or we did 4, but 2 of them were 5 hours. So.
Yes.
So practically 6.
Yeah, I think Kurosawa was the first one where we were just like 5. And I think, for the most part, assuming that, there's not like one additional movie or something like that, it'll probably stay 5.
Yeah, it'll probably stay. Yeah, like I was thinking 5. 5 seems like a pretty good number.
You can pick out a good like beginning, middle, and end of people's careers out of that.
Yeah.
With room for like extra, just in case they're like, oh, this one's really popular, but doesn't really signify anything significant in their film career.
Yeah, so have fun watching those movies. I'm very excited. I'm surprised I never watched Burning before because I was really excited to watch it and then I just didn't.
Yeah, I do that with
especially because I watched Secret Sunshine because Burning was about to come out on Netflix. So I'm like, let's watch Secret Sunshine, see how it is, and I loved it. And then I just didn't watch any of his other movies.
No, I do that with like. Anytime I watch a movie that I really like and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch more of this director's work, I never do it.
Literally, Ingmar Bergman, we did that, 3 or 4
every
months
director
ago.
deep dive we've done.
And I'm like, I keep fucking Autumn Sonata, I keep loading it up. Like, okay, I'm going to watch this. This isn't too, long, and it looks really good, and Liv Ullmann's in it.
Yeah.
And then I just don't watch it. I'm like, God damn it, London. Stop watching shitty movies and watch another Bergman.
You go and watch Birds of Prey 6 times, but you haven't watched...
I've watched it 3 times.
You've watched it 3 times now, but how many times will you have watched it before you watch Autumn Sonata?
I don't know. No, I'll probably watch Autumn Sonata soon.
Now that we're talking about it, you're like, shit.
I'm like, I have to.
I'm calling myself out.
I'll listen to the podcast next week when I'm editing it right before it goes out.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it, I didn't watch it.
Oh, fuck, I accidentally watched Birds of Prey 3 more times.
Fuck, Thomas was right. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, tell your grandma, but don't tell your fucking grandpa. This is a secret show. This is her thing.
We don't need those men.
Yeah.
Only old women watch this. All right, bye.
Bye. Adios.